Hi, today we're going to be looking at this QTX disco light. It's DMX controlled and it's faulty. So I purchased this off eBay for spares or repair, and I think the listing said only some of the lights light up and only blue. So it might be interesting to see what's wrong with this. So let's plug it in and we'll see exactly what it's doing. Right, let's get a lead here. Right, so something's lit up there. SO1. So I guess that's sound operated. Ah, there we go. Oh, that's bright. Right, so we've got 3 blue lights lit up there. But nothing much else is happening. Right, so it is as described. Right, let's take it apart and see if we can repair it. Well, it doesn't look like you can get in from the back, so I guess you get in from the front. So it looks like we need to remove these screws around the outside first. So let's do that. Right, snap it off. A bit damage there. Right, so I think we might have to undo these 4 as well. Right, little reflector, we'll just get that out of the way. And it still doesn't give access to much. There's a bit of soldering on those wires there, doesn't look the best, mind you. Looks like I need to undo these 4 screws next. I actually still feel the heat off this. Right, does that give her any access? Yes. Right. Just a rather big heatsink on the back of that. And it's an aluminium PCB. That'll be for thermal dissipation, because like I said, I can still feel the heat on these LEDs, so they must get quite warm. Right, so what have we got in here then? Let's zoom down a bit. So it looks like we've got a power supply there. 150 watts and 32 to 36 volt output at 4 amps. And that's the DMX input connector. We've got a fan, and then it looks like we've got a control board here. Let's just zoom down a bit more on that if we can. Right, see a microcontroller there, it looks like an STM32F 030K6T. It looks like we've got 3 MOSFETs or whatever here. Some kind of driver chips. That must be the power supply for the microcontroller. Or possibly that's the power supply for the microcontroller rather. I recognise that chip, that 75176, that's a DMX transceiver if I remember right. So I guess this is RGB, so you've got like, let's say R, G and B, but it looks like it can take up to 6, or this board can. Right, and that's the output to the lights there. I don't know what W, A and Y stands for. But I can't see anything obvious in here. I can't see anything blown. Right, I think I might take this board out and we'll have a look at that. The plugs just came out of that one. Right, so let's just have a look over this board. So what are those then? SQ9910B. Unless they're sort of some kind of LED driver chip possibly. Looks like we've got a bit of plastic or something broken off there. Actually looks like a bit of solder or something, that. Let's see if there's anything on the back of the board. And just some buttons and a display and a microphone. Interesting, it says 22.5 volts there. But the power supply says 32 to 36 volt. Nice. Right, so I'll see if I can find a data sheet for those to see exactly what those are. What's this chip in the middle here? A TM1651. I think that, yeah, that must be a display driver, because we've got resistors here and it goes to the LED display that's on the opposite side of the board, so that must be an LED display driver. A 3.3 voltage regulator. So I don't know what this voltage regulator is for. This that's a 5 volt regulator, and then that's a 3 volt one that goes to the microcontroller. Right, well I think I might power this back up and we'll see what voltages we get on these outputs. Right, so I've got it plugged in. Let's just see what voltage we get on this power supply here. And as always, be careful when working on mains powered equipment. And we've got 34.18 volts there. And it does say between 32 and 36, so it's bang in the middle of that. But why has it got 22 volts written on the board? Let's just see what we'll get on these outputs that go to the LED head. Let's just go on the blue one, which is just lit up there as I've said it. Right, so I must have to have those leads the other way around. So it must be negative switched. Right, so we've got 31.5 on there going to the blue lights. 33 going to the green. And 4 going to the red. Let's just tap the wrench or something. Yeah, and that's changed. So it looks like the controller's working correctly. So the problem must be on the actual LED array here. Right, I'll switch this off for now. Let's just get this out of the way. Let's have a look at the LED array then. Right, let's just zoom down a little bit. I'll try and keep the meter in shot as well. So I've just been taking a moment just to see how these are wired up. And we've got the negatives here which are switched, which come to the first LED. Then it goes through the 3 chips in the LED and then out into this one, and then through the 3 chips there, you can just see, and then out, and then into this one, and then out, and then it goes to the positive. So these three are wired in series. So let's say the red, and red are wired in a series on the red wire, and then the green goes through, and then to the positive. But also it splits off from this point here and goes all the way around, and then goes through this one, and through this one. So what we've got 3 LEDs here wired in series, or 3 LED modules, and 3 LED modules here wired in series, but both parallel together. So that's pretty much how it's wired up. So let's try testing some of these LEDs then, just to see if it's the actual LED chips that have failed. So let's go into diode check, and they're conveniently marked negative and positive. Alright, you mightn't be able to see this. Let's see if I can alter the angle slightly for the glare. So that one's lighting up red. I don't have anything on the green. And we've got a faint illumination on the blue. So on this one it looks like the green has failed. Let's just try this one. Nothing on the red, nothing on the green, and a little bit on the blue. Let's just try this one. Right, so red's working on that one, green's working on that one, and blue's working on that one. So that chip seems okay, but that seems the only one out of those 3. Let's just try these ones now then. So nothing on red, nothing on green, and nothing on blue on that one. Nothing at all on that chip. Let's just try this one. Right, red. Nothing on green, and blue works. So on that one the green's defective. Nothing on red, nothing on green, but the blue works. I think that was it. So surely all these chips haven't failed on this. So I thought it might be interesting just to put one of these LED modules under the microscope, just so we can see if we can see where it's failed or how it's failed. So that bottom row there is the blue, which is actually working. This row here is the green, which isn't working. And again, if we go along there, I can't actually see any problems with that. All of the bond wires look intact. So I'm not sure on that. And then this is the red, which again the bond wires go from here onto the first LED chip, onto the second, onto the third, and then return back to the external contact. Now I'm just wondered whether there's a break somewhere between these external contact pads and the actual contact here. I mean, I would have thought that would just all be one piece of metal there. You can just see the leg there, and then it comes in there, and then the leg there, and it just comes in there. So I'm not sure why these have failed. So I can't see any problems as such. Well, I just thought it might be interesting just to have a quick look under the microscope just to see what we could see. Right, I'll get those LED modules ordered then. Right, so I managed to find some replacement LEDs on AliExpress, and I only need 3. I ordered 4, but I've later discovered I actually only need 3 because I used the bench power supply to test them. And if we just check this one here, I've got nothing on the red, nothing on the green, but the blue works. And on this one, red works, green and blue works. On this one, red doesn't work, green doesn't work, and blue doesn't work. On this one, blue, green and red works. On this one, red doesn't work, blue works, and green doesn't. And on this one, red, green and blue works. So we need to replace that one, and that one. So I'll get the iron out, we'll see if we can get these off, and we'll see if we can fit the new ones. So I think I'll just apply a little bit of solder first. Let's see if we can get a little screwdriver just to put under the legs here. And because this is a thermally conductive board, I'm not sure how well this is going to work. Is it just going to suck all the heat away from the iron? I'll try turning the iron up a bit. Might be easier cutting the legs first. I'll try that. Some remains of thermal compound underneath them there. Let's see if we can get these old legs off now. Right, that worked a bit better. I'll do the same with this one. Right, I think I'll clean off this old thermal compound with a little bit of IPA. Right, let's have a look at the new LEDs now then. I better put some new thermal paste on these, I think. I think that should do. Just going to put a bit of flux on these, I think, as well, just so they don't bridge together. So I think what's happened with this is when one of these LEDs is blown, because we've got two sets wired in parallel, all of the current has gone through the other set, causing those to fail as well. I think that's pretty much what's happened. I'm just going to retin these pads first. Let's put a bit of flux on them as well. Making sure we get the LEDs the correct way around. Right, one more to do. Right, so that should be it. Let's remove these little cap things here. Little bits of gel or whatever they are. Just for protection. Right, we'll just zoom down a bit so we can just double check that there's no shorts or anything on the ones I've just replaced. Yeah, that one looks okay. That one looks okay. That one looks okay. I think I'll just put a bit IP on and we'll just clean that flux off first. Let's get a little cotton bud. Right, I think that'll do. Let's get it back in the case. I'll shift these bits out of the way. I think I might just hoover these bits up first. Right, now is that the way that this went? Let's check that those posts are tight first. Right then, let's get some power and we'll plug it in and see if it works. Right, so I haven't got anything now. Oh. I've got something going on there now. Well, I've got a very strong purple light lighting up, well that's about it. Right, I'm going to have a look at the manual of this now then. Right, figured out what it was. You've got to press enter on the SO1 to change it onto that mode. Now, blue seems to be working, red seems to be working, purple, but we don't have any green. That should be green now, and it's not getting any output. So it looks like they might have another problem on it. That's what confidence gets for you, I suppose. Right, let's have another look then. And see, I was fairly sure that would have been it, but there's obviously something else. All the wires appear to be on. Apart from the DMX one, but that wouldn't make a difference. I've got to put that plug back on. Let's see, but that's only for DMX communication, so that wouldn't make any difference. Right, I'm going to do this then. I'm going to have to plug it in and see if we get any voltage on that green one. This might be a bit bright. Right, so that should just be green there. Just get the meter so you can see it. Yeah, well we've got 34 volts there on the green wire. Oh, I'll just keep. Well, that's weird. There's definitely some bad connection somewhere there. And why is only 3 of them lighting up? Right. I think you're gonna have to give us a minute for my eyes to sort of settle down. Yeah, all I can see is five sort of like big bright or 6 big bright spots at the moment, so I'll be back in a moment. Right, my eyes have settled down a bit now. Let's just zoom in a sec. I mean, they look okay. I can't see any problems with any of those. So I think I'll get the bench power supply and we'll just try sending some voltage into this. Right, I've got the bench power supply hooked up now. Let's just try these. Let's just try this one again. Well, this one was working before. Looks like the green's now failed on it, so perhaps the green was just intermittent on this one, so I need to change this one now as well. It's a good job I did buy 4. Right, let's get my thermal paste again. Right, we'll use the bench power supply again. Right, red, green, and the blue probably won't light up because I need a bit more current for the blue. Let's just try it now. There we go. Right, blue, green, red. Right, I shall reassemble it now and we'll try it. Right, let's see if it works now then. Right, red, green, blue. Oh, no! Oh, still got problems with the green on this one, I don't believe it. I wonder if that with the LEDs slightly failed. Oh, what a nightmare. Right, so I think I've discovered the problem. It seems that the green in this LED is breaking down thermally. So what happens is once it actually starts heating up, when you put a lot of current through it, I think the bond wires are breaking down and it's not making contact. If you just put a little bit voltage through it, like with the test meter, it'll light up, but as soon as it starts getting warm, it cuts off. So I'm going to have to buy another LED to replace this one. And then there's only one other one, that's the original one, so I don't know whether to just replace both of those and then it's got a full new set of LEDs in. Now the LEDs aren't cheap, I think they're about £10 each, so it's not going to be a very economical repair, this one. I mean, I think I paid £15 for the unit, and then if you factor in £10 each for 6 LEDs, that's £75, and I think a new light is only around about £90 or so anyway, so, but I suppose it is what it is. Right, I'll order another 2 LEDs, and when those come, I'll fit those, and then hopefully that should be it. Well, it's been a couple of weeks, and the new LEDs have just arrived. So I need to replace these 2 here, so I'll start by this one. So I'm just going to snip off the old LED. Right, let's get the iron out, and we'll just remove what's left of the old legs. Right, I'll get some solder wick on that now. Right, so I'll clean that thermal pad up, and then we'll put some new heat sink compound on. Let's get rid of some of this old flux as well, I think. So there's the new LED. Right, I think that'll do. Seems to quite be in the middle, that one. That's a bit better. Right, let's turn it that way so it's easier for us to solder those up. Right, that's that one done. Should just zoom down a bit, it'll be easier for you to see. Right, let's do the same with this one then. I'll put a bit of flux on this, I think. Right, let's give this a bit of a clean up. Let's get the other LED out. You put some thermal compound on. Right, let's solder this one up then. Right, I think that'll do. Let's clear some of this stuff out of the way and then we'll try putting it back together. Right, it's all back together. Let's power it up and see if it works. Hooray! Let's check all the colours work. That's green, blue, yellow, cyan, magenta, white, red, green, blue, yellow. Right, so that's it all working now. Now, like I say, not the most cost-effective repair, or probably not even cost-effective at all. But the problem is, when you buy something off eBay, you don't know what the fault's going to be. I mean, it could have just been a couple of resistors blown that controlled some of the LEDs. It could have been a MOSFET. It could have just been an LED driver. I wasn't expecting to replace all 6 LEDs, but, you know, that's unfortunately what it was. Well, probably not the most interesting repair, but a repair nonetheless. So, if you enjoyed this video, please give it the thumbs up. If you want to see more like it, please subscribe. Any comments or questions, please leave it in the comment section below. And as always, have a great day. Thanks for watching.